and good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, good people of the tube. Hope you're feeling grand, and always wonderful. Hello, everybody. Today's vid, everybody, is kind of like a double, like two-in-one vid, if you will. The main point of this video is I wanted to talk about the new power supply I have, which is the Fender Engine Room LVL 12, level 12. I've wanted one of these for a long time now. My friend Ian got one, and he just was like, these are amazing power supplies, you've got to get one to try one. And it's took me a while to be able to get one, but I have one now, and I want to talk about that. It's this thing, basically. Let me show you, people. This monster here. I don't know, it won't come out very well on camera, unfortunately, because it's silver, so it's a real nightmare to film it. But these things are absolutely amazing. And the other part of this video, POTT, is I wanted to show you it in kind of like in action, really, because I can just waffle on about it, but I want to show you it because basically everything you see on this board, apart from the looper here, although it could power that because I have sockets left, everything on this board is being powered by it, and everything works how it should. It's actually crazy. So I'll talk about the pedals in a minute, but let's go back to the engine room. So I've used one of these every time I've been to Anderton's to do videos there, and I love them. Every time I plugged into it, I was like, oh my god, it's so quiet. And that is really kind of like the most important part of a power supply, I feel, is it's got to be quiet. You know, you don't want to plug your power supply in and hear your pedals just constantly going or shh, or whatever noise they have to make. So this is amazing. You've got on the LV12, you've got the LV12, the LVL8, and the LVL4, I believe. So the LVL4, it's all self-explanatory. 4 inputs, 8 inputs, 4 outputs, 8 outputs, or 12 outputs. I wanted to go for the 12 because I love pedals, so I went mental and got this one. And you got 12 isolated outs. They all give out 500 milliamps. They're all 9 volt. These far two here are DC adjustable, so you can have it at 9 volt, 12 volt, or 18 volt. So these two here, there's like a little switch on the side where you can flip it up and down, and it gives you 3 different voltages. And that's really handy for pedals like this one here, the Past Effects Elastic Mattress, which is 18 volt pedal. This, so I can run this off this very happily just by plugging it in there. You also got a out here where you can charge like your smartphone off it. You can stuff like that, and you've also got a USB out there as well. You've got another out on the back there for more powerful things. It's a kettle lead out. It's not like a laptop adapter or anything like that. It's a proper kettle lead. And it's just amazing. And I love the fact that when everything's plugged in, you get these green lights. You can see them there. And the really cool thing is they'll start to go red if something's overloading. So say like this pedal or that pedal or this pedal or whatever starts to act up and starts to go and starts to overload the power. One of these will go red and you immediately know which pedal it is. So, and again, that's another thing I would recommend people do. If you do have something like this where you've got lots of pedals plugged into it, I haven't got round to it yet, but I intend to label what pedals are which. So if one of them does go red and I'm kind of like using this live or I'm using it in the studio or whatever, I can flip the top up, see which one it is, and disconnect that pedal, and obviously that's the problem, so to say. So I would recommend that. I'm just going to put a bit of blue tape over it, basically, and just like just basically say number and what goes where. So it is a bit like a rat's nest under here, POTT, because you can't see it, so I didn't want to tidy it because I'm lazy. But again, this is one of those dual power supplies that is just amazing. It's quite low profile as well. I mean, it's not massive. It's long, but it's not. It's the depth of it's really, really good. It's actually smaller, lower in profile from top to bottom than the Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 2 Plus, which I've used for years, and that's amazing as well. But Fender have nailed it with these. These things are amazing. I really cannot rave about them enough. Like I say, they aren't cheap, but they are worth it. And a decent power supply can just make everything so much easier on a pedal board. And again, I haven't even used all the powers thing. I've got another 2 I can use. I could add another 2 pedals, but I just literally don't have the room on this board. So if I wanted to, I could run one out to the Boss looper here and power that off this as well, and I could actually run another one as well if I wanted. But this is where we are so far. So yeah, the Fender engine rooms, people. If you're after a pedal power supply, I highly recommend these things. They are absolutely incredible, and like I say, it's powering all this lot here. So I thought what I'd do basically is I'll talk you through the pedals, what I'm using them for, and where they are in the chain and whatnot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play and let you hear this thing, and let you hear how quiet it is and how well it runs every single one of these pedals without even breaking a sweat. It's actually crazy. Okay, so from the amp, the first thing we hit is the Ditto Micro Looper, which is what I'm going to be using today. Actually, I'm not even going to be using the Boss, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to bypass the Boss pedal. So amp into the Ditto Looper, then we're going into the Zoom G2.1U. Out of there, we're going into the Afterneath by Earthquaker Devices. This is kind of like a crazy soundscape pedal. It's just absolutely stunning, and this was a gift from my friends Nicole and Marjo, and it's got lovely things written on the side of it from them too. And it's just a mega pedal. From there, we go into the Marshall Governor. So, distortion, basically. From the Governor, we're going into the Jackhammer, which is my always-on pedal on this board. People keep asking, like, why I don't use the Jackhammer anymore. I do. It's just on this pedal board, not my other board. So, Jackhammer's there. And then from a Jackhammer, we're going into the Past Effects Chorus Ensemble Mini, which is just fantastic. Chorus Ensemble, we're going to the Elastic Mattress Flanger by Past Effects as well. Again, fantastic. This is the 18-volt pedal as well, people choose. So, all these are 9-volt, but this is 18-volt. And also, having the fact that this thing runs at 500 milliamp each is just, you're never gonna be short of power. You're always gonna be okay. It's great. Then we go to the Summer Orange Phaser by Tone City. I really love this pedal. It's a great phaser. It sounds great. It's great. Love it to bits. It's orange. I mean, what can you not love about it? It reminds me of Scott Gorham's phase tone. It really does. And he used the phase 100 and phase 90. From the Summer Orange, we go over here to the Ibanez WH10 Wah V2. This one is. And then from the V2, we go into the Boss DS2 and then out to the guitar. This lead's actually acting the goat though, so we're not going to be using that lead. We'll unplug that one. I've had this lead, people at YouTube, random tangent for you, because that's what I kind of just end up doing on these videos. I've had that lead, I think, since 2005, and it's only just started acting up. It's a stag lead, and it's absolutely amazing. Anyway, back to the pedal board. So yeah, it's running everything. And again, 500 milliamps. You also, in the pack, you get kind of like, you get reverse polarity plugs as well. So if you've got like a Line 6 pedal, like the Line 6 delay modeler, you can run reverse polarity things on it. You've got battery clip adapters as well. If you need to run like something off a battery, you've got those. It's just mega. It really is. It's like the next level up from Voodoo Labs, I feel, this one. And it's just fantastic. And although, like I say, although these things are quite pricey, they are expensive, they are so worth it. A decent power supply for your pedal board is so important. It really is. It's so important to have a decent power supply. Also, the power leads they give you are really thick and chunky. They don't feel like they're going to break anytime soon. They feel like built to last, which is always good. So, anyway, people tube. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to plug in a guitar and I'm just going to play for you and let you hear all these pedals working. I'm literally going to use every single one of them. I'm going to make a backing track and stuff like that and just mess around really and just let you hear it and hopefully make something musical with all this lot. This is probably like the second time I've had a chance to plug into this pedal board. I just haven't had the time recently, so I'm really looking forward to doing this now. I'm just getting a bit lost in it, which I can't wait to do. So, like I say, let's just recap. So we're using the Marshall MG today up there into the B cab, Mark the SM57. But from the amp, we're going into Ditto, Zoom, Afterneath, Governor, Jackhammer, Past Effects Chorus, Flanger, Phaser, Wah, DS2 to guitar. So that's what we're doing. So without further ado, people tube, let's make some noise with all this lot. It's insane. How many is it? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 pedals running. That is insane. Like I said, I'm not going to use the Boss RC10. That's just there, but it's not plugged in. So, let's make some noise. Enough talking. I can open a tube. So there you go. I mean, it's so inspiring to have all these different textures to play with in the moment, and to have them run with no extraneous noise, no kind of like buzzing, no humming, no kind of like weird kind of electrical gremlins kind of creeping up at you, is so nice. And that Fender power supply is just amazing. It really, I really do recommend it. I love mine to bits. I just wish I could use it on my live board, but my live board isn't big enough. I need a new pedal board, people have too. That's what this is calling for. But in all fairness, this is kind of like, I kind of put this together out of things that I wanted. None of this was. There is some pedals on here that are missing, namely my Roto Vibe and my Mel 9. That would be the other two pedals. If I could have another two pedals on this board, and I have the ability to, the Mel 9 and the Roto Vibe would be on here. But again, I'm 4 up on this board as well. I can't fit anything on this board. So there would be the other two pedals I'd be missing. But if I get them two on a board, I would be so happy with what I've got. It'd be perfect. The Afterneath pedal is just like ridiculously inspiring, I feel. It's such an inspiring pedal. It's so awesome and different, and it's so perfect for like solo playing on your own. I'm actually using it as like a pseudo delay as well. Like, I've got the mix down really quite low, and when I solo, I basically barely turned this thing off. And it just works so well. The Summer Orange phaser just gives you that kind of slow undulation. It's just gorgeous. The Elastic Mattress flanger pedal is quite kind of like but it does that kind of Soundgarden-y kind of like, almost kind of like Leslie Speaker kind of thing, but not quite. And I like it for that. Then you got the Chorus Ensemble, which just, I was messing around with chorus and vibrato in that jam. I messed with both. I don't remember when or how I switched it over, but I was messing around with it. DS2, obviously, Jackhammer, Wah, Ditto, Zoom. I used it all, and it was just, I could have kept going for like hours with what I've got here. I could have just kept going for hours and hours and hours and just not stopped. But that make this video 60 million hours long, and I know you're busy people. But hopefully, like I said, there's something in there. Like I said, I love this pedal board, and I love the fact that power supply, that Fender engine room, gives me the ability to run every single one of these pedals. Like I say, without electrical gremlins, without extraneous noise, without all that, just works, and it's just amazing. If anybody was wondering where the drums were coming from as well, they were coming from the inbuilt drum machine on the G2 here. And obviously I had my looper doing all the loopery bits. I do love the Ditto Looper Mini. I think they're brilliant. And a looper is such an important part of, I think, anyone's setup, whether it be bass guitar, whatever, acoustic guitar, whatever you play. I think a looper is one of those kind of like, it's one of those all-purpose pedals, regardless of what you play, unless you're a drummer, unfortunately. But saying that, I'd love to see a drummer play with a loop pedal, like an electric drum kit. What would they do? Polyrhythms and stuff like that. I think it'd be really interesting. But anyway, but yeah, people of the tube, let me know what you thought to the noises. Like I say, I am in love with that power supply. I'm in love with this pedal board. It's just ridiculously inspiring. It's just amazing. I love it to bits. Let me know what you thought. Comment section below. Also, if any of you have the Fender engine room out there, let us know your thoughts on it as well. Because like I say, I'm in love with mine. They are just amazing. They really are. Fender absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, people of YouTube. Like I say, it was kind of like a double header, kind of new pedal board / power supply review, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, people of YouTube, and I will see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. I love this pedal board so much. This is literally heaven. It is literally heaven. It's so good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this vid. I'll see you again. Goodbye now. Oh yeah, and if you do like videos I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. It really helps me out. It keeps this channel going. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you again. And goodbye now. Thank you much indeed. My God. 10 pedals. Just need a board big enough to fit another 2, and then we're even more happy.